hitched. What's up, bros? Welcome back to the channel. Today is a big day because I just got home from the ProX headquarters and we went to go pick up some flight cases. I love new gear. This year was all about optimizing my setup. And one of the things that we've been doing to optimize the setup process is adding flight cases. Flight cases really do cut down on your setup just because everything has a place. When we have a flight case, it's literally pop it open, drop it in, and pop it closed. Today we are adding probably the biggest flight cases that we have added. Today, my friends, we are adding TV flight cases. So these are ProX TV flight cases, and as you guys can see, they are massive. They take up a huge chunk of real estate inside of my trailer. They didn't have any single cases, so I ended up having to pick up the individual flight cases, which really shouldn't make too much of a difference. It should be about the same space that they take up. The benefit of having individual flight cases is that, first of all, it adds protection, and second of all is we can maneuver them a lot easier than having a double. I don't know if you guys have ever picked up a flight case full with two TVs. It is not fun, my friends. So hopefully these singles make things a little bit easier. Right from the start, I can already tell you they are absolutely positively massive. So the goal from today is migrating our TVs from their original packaging to their new flight cases. So let's do this. I am so excited. Any of you guys get excited for flight cases? They're definitely not the lightest flight cases in the world. They're about 70 pounds. The dude who loaded these up into my trailer, he literally free-handed this. I have no idea how this freaking guy did that. He just straight up lifted it over his head and dropped it in. These things are heavy as hell. I'm doing my best to try to get everything in frame, but it's pretty difficult with the size of these things. These are the ProX EX TV 5565W. In layman's terms, these are flight cases designed for TVs 55 to 65 inches. So they go pretty big. My TVs are 60 inches and you have no idea, I really wanted flight cases that were exactly meant for 60-inch TVs. Believe it or not, it was really hard to find flight cases that exactly just fit 60 inches. That companies want to maximize their profit margins, and they won't maximize that profit margin if they have a ton of different sizes to offer. So what they do is they make one big size and make it adjustable to fit multiple sizes. That way they don't have a bunch of cases. But honestly speaking, from a DJ standpoint, 50 to 60 inches is all you need. Anything bigger than 60 inches is really awkward looking on a DJ setup. I've used 70-inch TVs and it just doesn't look right. And before I actually bought my 60-inch TVs, there were actually 65-inch TVs that were the same price as my current TVs. I bought those and I just couldn't handle it. They were so awkwardly big that it just didn't make sense for me to use them at parties. So I took them back to Best Buy and told them, hey, listen, these TVs are too big. And they told me they've never had a person return the TV because it was too big. 60 inches is the right way to go. Talk about excess packaging. You got to see how these were packaged. This came inside of a box, inside of another box, inside of another box, and then we finally get to the flight case. So they definitely did not spare any expense in packaging. Alright, flight cases are unboxed. As you guys can see, this is the profile right here. I'm actually quite happy with the size. They're very slim here on the side, which is something that I like. Also, you have a ton of different ways that you can maneuver these guys. You not only have wheels here, so you can maneuver these standing up. If you guys have ever seen a mirror booth, you can maneuver these standing, so you can pull them right ahead. And alternatively, you can also install casters here on the side. They also have feet here, so you can also lay them flat. whenever you're applying casters to your flight cases, you got to remember you're going to get 2 casters with brakes, and you want to put them opposite of each other. So if you notice here, one of these has a brake and the other one doesn't. When you set these up, you want to put the brake ones across from each other. So the brake on the bottom is actually going to be on this side. And the reason why you want to put these brake casters opposite of each other is because in transport, if these start sliding, you have brakes on both sides as opposed to just one where it'll just tip over. On this side, we have it on the left, and on the bottom, we have the brake on the right. All 8 casters are applied. Now's the fun part where we actually drop our TVs in. It is so snug, I love it. So now that I'm looking at it, it was actually kind of a perfect match. Check this out. Now, I don't know if you guys know a lot about TVs, but contrary to popular belief, when you're measuring 60 inches, you're not actually measuring this side to this side. You're actually measuring across, so 60 inches is actually diagonally like this. With this flight case, it's actually really snug. As you guys can see here, there is like a couple of inches, but it is so snug. Like, this thing is not moving. The padding here on the sides is so tight that it's actually protecting it so well. Not to mention here on the back, we also have our harnesses to mount these. So even if it wanted to slide, it wouldn't, because the harness will hit here, and that's not much room to move. It is not moving at all. I love it. And if we compare this to the original box, I think the original box might actually be a little bit bigger. Look at that. No, the flight case is a little bit bigger, but only by, I would say, about 4 inches or so. So not much. Wow, I'm so impressed. I'm so happy with these. Have been transferred. There's just one more thing I have to do. Decal these babies up so people know when we roll up. So I don't know if you guys have noticed in the background of my videos, but all of my flight cases have a Barr decal on them. And the reason I like doing that is, first off, it just looks friggin' awesome when you roll up to a place. It looks super professional when all your stuff is branded out. And these decals you can get pretty cheaply made. I got these made at a place that does signs for like realtors and contractors and stuff. It's like right down the street from my house. So I just went in there and I was like, hey, can I just get some decals made? It's going on flight cases. And they were like, sure. And I bought a bunch of these for about $100, and I was able to cover most of my flight cases. These are my last 2, so I do have to pick up some new ones just so that I can do both sides. I'm only gonna be able to do one side because I am fresh out of these. And I got these a bunch of different sizes. I got them small, medium, large, extra small, extra large, these being the biggest ones that I got. I'm gonna place these right around here. It's gonna look dope, and then I'll put a mini one up there maybe. Right about there, looks good. And then they gave me these little squeegee things, and what we do is we just go right down. Si quieres yo voy mañana, solo dame el dinero allí y yo voy mañana a la mañana. Ok, yo paso al rato. So here we are. This is what they look like. I'm just letting these sit in for a little bit to make sure that they are nice and stuck before I peel it. These flight cases have a honeycomb design. It's actually really cool looking up in person the way it looks. This actually makes it really easy to see when you're ready to go, because if you do it nice and tight, the honeycomb will actually transfer over. So as you guys can see here, it's missing a little bit. So that just means I gotta put a little bit more pressure on that side. Bada bing, bada boom, and that's what it looks like. This is it right here. Looking good, looking good. Now, a lot of you guys have been asking me to give you guys a tour of my updated equipment 2020 edition, and that is going to be coming really soon. The main reason why I haven't made it yet is because I knew I was gonna pick up these flight cases. That was one of the big things that me and Christian were pushing for. If anything, it was Christian. Christian has been big on pushing me to get more flight cases just because they make his life a whole lot easier, and it honestly does speed you up. Flight cases were something that was out of the questions when I didn't have a trailer, and if you don't have a van or trailers, flight cases are probably not the best option for you just because you're gonna mess up your interior. Flight cases are heavy, they're bulky, but they're freaking awesome. You just roll up with flight cases to a gig, you look so damn pro. With that being said, I'm gonna end this video here. I'll be doing the equipment tour probably sometime next week when I get this all arranged. But aside from that, shout out to the people at ProX for hooking me up with this hat. Shout out to my friends over at KPO for hooking me up with a great deal on those flight cases. And that's it. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe if you're new around here. And if you really want to help me out, don't forget to turn on that bell. Don't forget we are still doing the Hosa giveaway. If you want to enter the giveaway, follow myself and Hosa Technology on Instagram for your chance to be entered to win a Hosa care package. A bunch of different cables and knickknacks and stuff. We did this last year and you guys really enjoyed it, and we're doing it this year again. We'll be choosing the winner next week, so be on the lookout for that. Follow us on Instagram so you can find out how to enter to win. See you guys next time. Peace.